See, all of that ties into a lot of things. And this is where we have to locate the fear. You have to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And I understand that most good parents can understand that. Maybe they don't realize that. There are certain things I had to address with my adult children. You know, and being a little transparent, some of them tell me as they kind of got really, and I mean adults like 21 and older, certain things some of them would do and it would cause a rage in me. And I had to kind of, and that went on for a minute. You know, it was more than the fact of, okay, some of them doing something that's not right. But okay, what's going on here? And I had to deal with that. What am I afraid of? I had to locate the fear. You know, and I know there are some situations where people could think I was anti certain things, and it wasn't that. But it was the matter of certain decisions that some of them made. It was a fear in me that if I didn't correct it with them or whatever, that if they do this, it would not end so good. And I had to locate that fear. And once I did that and realized, like, okay, well, if they do get in a particular relationship, it don't whatever, that ain't the end of the road. And it was like a heavy load got lifted off of me. You know, because I was raised a certain way. Generations of stuff. I was sharing this with Pastor Lauren. This is no intent to anybody. Everybody didn't have this, but it affected my perception of things. Me growing up, on the block I lived on, I can count on one hand how many in the households that were not married. So I've surrounded my entire life around folks who were married with families. And I'm not joking. On the entire block, I can count on one hand. You know. So that was a certain thing, a certain way that I had a perception of. Was raised from a family oriented, not just my parents, my grandparents, great-grandparents on both sides. You know. And there's certain things that happen, as I said, and then this is going into her question, feeling protective and all of that, and that's a good trait to have. But then sometimes we've got to be careful where we can overstep, and then we can get in a situation that it appears like we're trying to control. Even though our intentions can be pure, can be selfless, but that still doesn't make it right. You know. And so that's the key thing, is locate the fear. What am I afraid of? And that's what you have to do. First, find that fear. Obviously, I'm afraid of something that I feel like I've got to, you know, it's almost like we, and this could go with anybody. She said her as a parent, it can go into pastoring, it can go into all sorts of stuff. And that's another issue I had to deal with too, even as a leader. You know, and as a result, it caused some things in my household because it's like, and I mean from a financial standpoint, this is a public knowledge, some of you all know that. But it was a matter I had to identify it. What am I afraid of? You know, why can't I be missing on Sunday? Because I'm afraid if I'm not here, the people won't give like they're supposed to. Now, y'all know the last some years now, we don't even get into that. We say spending plan, this, that, but I ain't losing no sleep over that stuff. But see, I had to locate the fear. And that's the same thing what you have to do. See, it's not taking away being protective and loving and all of that, but what is the fear? Some parents have that with their kids. And this goes into all sorts of stuff, Don't want you being out there. So what are you afraid of? Some parents have some grown children who won't work, and then they taking care of them. But I know I got to get them some because what you afraid they might go sell drugs? So you got to keep supplying them? See, all of those things, once you locate the fear and deal with it, then that'll make the difference in a lot of stuff. And that burden will be lifted.